Showcased at this year's D23 convention, and already referred to as the Goonies in space, Star Wars Skeleton Crew is the latest offering from Disney and Lucasfilm, amid what has been a tumultuous year for the franchise. Something of a drastic departure from previous installments, Skeleton Crew brings us to a slightly different side of the galaxy, one that just might be worth exploring. Well, greetings, my fellow geeks, and welcome back. Today, we're jumping right into the latest offering from Disney and Lucasfilm, and that, of course, is Star Wars Skeleton Crew. First introduced at D23 to some rather positive reception, Star Wars Skeleton Crew harkens back to early action-adventure movies like The Goonies and The Never-Ending Story, and pretty much anything developed by Steven Spielberg and George Lucas back in the heyday. Based on the synopsis, Skeleton Crew comes across as a fish-out-of-water tale, which usually do pretty well when they're well-written, something that Disney's Lucasfilm has yet to get right. So what exactly is the concept of Skeleton Crew? Well, showrunner Jon Watts tweeted this out recently. It's about a group of kids that find a buried spaceship on their boring planet, accidentally turn it on, get blasted off into the galaxy, and it's a story about them trying to find their way back home. Sounds like a pretty solid concept, but does it look like Star Wars? Well, yes, and no. For those familiar with the classic Skywalker saga, I think Skeleton Crew, well, it's gonna catch you off guard. It's gonna look a little weird. I mean, the suburbs in space? Not exactly something you expect from a galaxy far, far away. But then again, have we seen every reach of the galaxy? Skeleton Crew definitely has a Richard Donner style feel. Something you'd see filmed in the 80s. Well, with high-def cameras. It has that suburban adventure feel that we all know and love from our childhood. Movies that were directed by Steven Spielberg, created by George Lucas, movies that made us fall in love with Hollywood and good storytelling. The story follows a group of ragtag youngsters who clearly are dreaming of something better in the galaxy. When a major discovery finds them in over their heads, they end up on the ride of a lifetime, ultimately led by Jude Law, who may or may not be a Jedi. Spoiler alert, he is. Yes, Jude Law leads this ragtag team of rugrats like a character straight out of Oliver Twist. And I gotta tell you, I think I'm here for it. Skeleton Crew is helmed by Christopher Ford and Jon Watts, the writers and directors of Spider-Man Homecoming and No Way Home. So just by that fact alone, you know that this show has a chance of being pretty good. Not only that, it's executive produced by Jon Favreau, who's pretty much the self-anointed savior of the Star Wars franchise at this point. I mean, whenever Kathleen Kennedy isn't sticking her nose into his business. As good as Skeleton Crew looks, it's entering an uphill battle as far as Star Wars and the franchise are concerned. Disney and Lucasfilm have more or less poisoned the Star Wars well. I mean, if you want to know just how uncertain the saga is looking right now, just take a look at this old tweet. With Star Wars Ahsoka finished, it looks like the next Star Wars show to release will either be Skeleton Crew or The Acolyte. Yikes, that did not age well. And I think at this point, fears are that Skeleton Crew could face the same fate as Solo, a Star Wars story. Star Wars fans, real Star Wars fans, myself included, are pretty wary of another poorly written Star Wars entry into the saga, and quite frankly, at this point, I think we're in the throes of Star Wars fatigue. Or maybe just bad writing fatigue. So will Skeleton Crew prove to be the breath of fresh air the franchise and the fans need? Well, only time will tell. So what are my thoughts about Skeleton Crew? Well, I'm thinking it could be good. Everything in Jon Watts' tweet is pretty much ingredients for a good, solid, quality, rip-roaring adventure. You know, stories that we went to the movies for. At first, I didn't know what to make of this show. I mean, I didn't know what to make of it from the trailer. The visuals looked, well, they looked like Star Wars, but not. It was something akin to, I don't know, something Amblin Entertainment might create, but with a space flair. Of course, Skeleton Crew is more of a action-adventure movie than a space opera, so I think it's going to bring a different flavor to the Star Wars buffet. Look, I know I harp on Star Wars a lot, and I give Lucasfilm a lot of flack, but I really genuinely want to see this show succeed. I really want Lucasfilm to finally give us something to be proud of as fans. I want to be able to watch a quality show with the name Star Wars attached to it. Quite frankly, I'm tired of hating Star Wars. Yeah, I want it to be good, but again, it is Disney Star Wars, and I have to brace myself for massive disappointment. But who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will be Lucasfilm changing its ways. Maybe we'll be shocked. Maybe we'll be surprised. Or just maybe we're wishing for too much. Star Wars Skeleton Crew looks to be a fun adventure. I just hope that it delivers everything that it's offering. But of course, once again, time will tell. But what do you guys think? You excited for this new show? Do you think it's going to be something new and exciting, or just more of the same? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and of course, as always, while you're there, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and smash the old notification bell, so you know when another video like this one comes around. And until then, my fellow geeks and nerds, wherever you go, don't forget to get your geek on. Take care.